Hey! Today we are talking about the Packers 2025 NFL Draft. I don't like the Packers, and so I'm not going to take the review too seriously out of spite and play Fortnite while I do it. But unfortunately, they had a really good draft and one that is absolutely worth talking about. So let's get into it. With their first pick in the first round, the Packers took Matthew Golden. Now, Matthew Golden is not someone I expected them to take. I didn't expect him to even be on the board at this point. But it doesn't matter when you're the Packers and your draft philosophy kind of says don't take a wide receiver. At this point, you needed one, and a excellent one was staring you right in the face. Matthew Golden is, you're going to see his stats. He ran a 4.29, I believe. Watch this. Okay. Not near. I should have sniped him. So, you're gonna see he ran a 4.29 in the combine and think maybe he is just a vertical threat. That's absolutely not true. He's an excellent vertical threat, but he actually doesn't tend to win with speed, more nuanced route running, and the fact that he was able to run a 4.29 was kind of a surprise to everyone. I'm shocked, frankly, and the fact that he has that in his repertoire alongside otherwise excellent deep threat skills tells me that this guy is really good. And there's going to be a lot that he can do that shocks us. I think he's going to be even better at the NFL level, and I'm excited to see that. But I don't have much to say beyond praise for Matthew Golden. I mean, obviously, he is not the perfect prospect. He is pretty short, and again, he doesn't actually run with the speed that apparently he has, which is not necessarily a bad thing because he still wins, but a bit disappointed, and I want to hopefully see him do as well as he can. There we go. I was looking for this. So Matthew Golden, just a great pick. And moving on, we had a pick that actually I wasn't a huge fan of in Anthony Belton, a tackle out of North Carolina State. Anthony Belton is a project player. He's not going to be ready to contribute immediately, which is I have issues usually with taking project players in the first two rounds. So for me, especially when there were other better tackles on the board, I was a bit confused. Now, it's not that big of a deal. The Packers are a great organization. They know what they're doing. If they saw something that a lot of us didn't see, fair enough, but it still feels like a massive reach. Maybe not massive, but a big reach. And I am questioning if it's going to pay off for them because Anthony Belton is huge. He has, the size is something that you can't teach, and he has it in spades. However, I don't necessarily see much more traits beyond that, beyond pure strength. His anchor can really use some work. There are a lot of times when... Alright, where was that guy that was shooting? He can use a lot of work. You see that? That was good. He can use a lot of work. And I'm questioning if this was the right pick to take in the second round. He's a very straightforward prospect, much like Matthew Golden. And they knew what they wanted. Okay, I trust this office, but I do have questions. And I also have questions about their third round pick, a guy who I am actually lower on than the consensus, which was Savion Williams, a wide receiver out of TCU. Now, Jack Besh was the best wide receiver out of TCU, but a lot of people really like Savion Williams as well. His main trait, his most alluring trait, was his just versatility. Not only was he a wide receiver, but he also proved he could play running back, and he could be a punt returner. Look, he's not going to do all that at the NFL level, and it's cool that he can do that. I don't necessarily view it as much of a plus as a lot of people seem to. And otherwise, he's a very risky talent. Again, the traits are there, but he has some drop issues. He isn't very refined, and I guess it's better to take someone like this in the 3rd round, but I don't necessarily see the upside that a lot of people do, especially considering that the Packers wide receiver room is full of guys like this. Flawed, could use some work. Of course, a lot of their guys could use some work for years now, and I don't see why they would pick Savion over maybe a more refined player like others that were available on the board. And I was just a bit shocked by that. Finally, the last guy I want to talk about is Barrett Sorrell, edge rusher out of Texas. So they got 2 Texas guys this time. Oh, but we're getting a lightsaber first. Barrett Sorrell was a pick I really liked. Taking him in the 4th round was basically the... Check this out, I got force light. Taking Barrett Sorrell in the 4th round is basically about where the value should have been. So I like them for that. It wasn't a steal, but they needed an edge rusher, and while Barrett Sorrell isn't going to be like this alpha guy that you can rely on every single snap, he is certainly going to be someone who is going to contribute, hopefully immediately. I can definitely see him being in the rotation day 1. Watch this. And yeah, I really like this pick. It was also something that they needed. A lot of projects were taken, not just with the last 2 I talked about, but a lot of guys felt like reaches to me, if reaches that made sense. So it's not like I'm super criticizing it. I get what they were going for. But still, a guy like Barrett Sorrell is needed because he feels like a sure thing in a draft full of questions. Frankly, a draft class as a whole that had a lot of questions, just from every team. But I get it. Now let's take out these stormtroopers. Now, beyond that, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by this Packers draft class. I didn't think they were going to do the right things because of how they normally operate, but they absolutely did. They took their wide receiver. They maybe waited a bit too long. Oh my gosh, yes. They waited a bit too long on the, what are they called? The defensive players, but it's okay when you got the guys that they did. I think if I were to have redone this, I would have focused a bit more on the defense after Matthew Golden and maybe not focus so much on these projects. But it's hard to disagree when the Packers have their, development track record that they usually do. So with that, I was pleasantly surprised, and yeah, I'm happy. I have no complaints. Now, with that, let's win this Fortnite game. Alright, guys over there. Okay. Let's sneak up on them. Probably down here. Oh, yep. Easy. Easy. Now, it looked like he was looking after someone else. Is there anything there that I might want? No. So let's avoid that just in case someone sneaks up on us. Let's go get a car. lightsabers. The best thing that Fortnite ever did was the Spider-Man web shooters, where you could just fly around the map with that. I wish they would bring those back, because those were so sick. Let's fuel up, just in case. Nope, need to do that. How do I... I've never fueled up in Fortnite before, I just realized. Oh, I think they just do it automatically. Okay, cool. 12 players left. I'm so reckless. I shouldn't be just driving up on people like this, but I can't help it. Done. Okay, someone's found me. Ah, fuck. Where's that guy's stuff? Oh, I see him. Gosh, that was too close. Stop. It's alright, actually, there's another chug jug. Let's just take that one. Oh my gosh, and it is full. That's what I like to see. Alright, so we heard a guy up here. Let's see what we can do. Oh, there they are. Fuck. That is how it's done. Oh. Fuck! Oh my gosh! Alright, that one's on me. Well, thank you for watching. Oh, and I was killed by Sabrina too. Godspeed. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Lions video is coming out soon. Peace.